Welcome back, Curveballs. Today we are doing a wear test on the BECCA Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation in the shade Tan, and if you want to see how it wears throughout this day, just keep on watching. BECCA Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. My highest rated video to date was when I did my wear test for the BECCA Ever Matte Shine Proof Foundation, which I got at TJ Maxx for a steal, and was so sad because they have never again had this foundation or in my perfect shade since, until last week when I found the Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation in the exact same shade of tan. So here we go. Let's see what's different between the Ever Matte and the Aqua Luminous. I'm going to start by priming my face with BECCA Backlight Priming Filter. We'll just stick with the theme. I do have a video in the works of using a face full of only BECCA products. And I also have a video on how I got this eye look, which, sorry to say, if you want to get it, you're gonna have to watch that one too. I don't know why I just apply this on my fingers. I've been using my brush and my brush only for so many things lately, but I don't know, whatever. Ooh, that's glowy. This is a non-silicone primer, which if you're a lady over 35 like I am, you're probably going to want to stick with that. Believe it or not, all those extra drying silicone primers will actually make your texture look worse than better. Took me a long time to realize that because, you know, you feel it, feels so silky smooth, and you just want to trust that it's going to fill in every pore and make it everything better, but it's just not. It just doesn't. I'm not going to be mixing foundations today like I typically do because it is a wear test and I want to do it exactly as I should. So when I started this channel, I feel like I've already grown so much just since the 28, 29 videos that I posted, watching other people and learning. And at the beginning, I did not have any fancy brushes or anything like that, and I didn't really know how to use the brushes I had. But now I have my IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush, and I really love it. Samantha Ravindal had posted a video on brushes, like intensely teaching you all about how to use them properly. And what I learned was whenever you're using something like this, you put your foundation in here and you really want to dig in and let that foundation just completely absorb through the bristles, and then apply your foundation instead of having like boom, dip in and then glob it all over your face. Wait till you see the difference because it's going to be deep in the bristles and I'm never going to have to go back into it. I can use less product by just putting in one little pump and then letting the brush do the work, and it will be much more sheer than globbing it in one concentrated spot. Also, you never ever want to go up with your bristles because everybody's got those fine hairs on their face, the peach fuzz, and all that will do is put it up in the wrong direction and again give you more texture. Already I am really liking the way it applies, just like the other Ever Matte foundation. This one I automatically feel more glowy. I mean, yes, I am using the Backlight priming filter, which helps, but if you're dry like I am and you're looking for that nice moist look, this might be one that you'll want to try. Trying not to mess up my eye makeup. Again, if you want to get this look for these eyes, go ahead, check out the description box and I will link that video down below. Nice coverage, don't feel cakey. Come on in closer. This is where all my texture is. It's my forehead. You can see where I've added concealer around my brows. So this is up close and personal as it gets. Real makeup for real women. I don't have the fancy lighting. I don't have any filters on my camera. So I don't know how all y'all's makeup looks whenever you do it, but mine will never ever look like the big fancy beauty gurus because I have real skin and real lighting, and this is how I'm gonna look when I go out in public and see people. And this I'm happy with. From far away, I feel even happier. So I figured I'd go ahead and get interesting and do some contouring, which I rarely do. I mean, yeah, I've been using bronzers a lot. Recently I have in my collection Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. This one's in the shade Cool Earth, which I will just use to contour with. I think I'm going to use a really small concealer brush. This one's my Morphe M213, and get some product on both sides. And I'm going to make my nose smaller. I'm just going to paint the lines where I want it to be. I'm not a pro at this. I'm just learning and figuring it out as I go. I'm trying to make this line as straight as possible here, but the trick is to create a shadow. Look how much narrower it looks. Obviously I haven't blended it out, but you see the idea here? Narrow your nose by adding shadows. And then I'm going to highlight the bridge. And I'm going to highlight the bridge of my nose with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, using that color right there in the middle. I don't want it to look like I had a nose job. I just want a cute little button right there. I'm getting my little tiny beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna blend that out. Does it look narrower? Now let me grab some concealer. Today we'll be using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Sand. Do not mind loading tons of powder on is this side here, because that is where my skin is wrinkle-free and flawless. So I am going to grab my Laura Mercier Invisible Loose Setting Powder, and I am going to chisel out a line there to make my contour pop. So it looks like I have a very nice, narrow, defined cheekbone and jawline. I carved out a line with this powder. Then I ever so gently took whatever was remaining from it and then placed it all over the rest of my face. Here I am up close. I don't look cakey. It doesn't look like I've put on a ton of powder, but if you could feel my skin, you can feel that soft veil of powder. Before I move on to lashes, I'm going to use my BECCA by Chrissy Teigen Glow Soufflé. It's a eyeshadow and highlighter duo. It's eyeshadow on this cap, and it's a liquid highlighter on the side, or a cream, liquidy, oily looking highlighter on the side. And I like to just dip this very spongy beauty sponge right into it. And it pretty much matches my skin tone. All it does is really add a glow. And I just want to glow. It's not like a blinding highlight. So I'm just gonna glow in a few spots that I want to glow in. Time to dust off the bake. Let's move on to an inner corner highlight. Let's grab my OFRA. BECCA by Chrissy Teigen Red Velvet. And a quick spray and mist from e.l.f. Okay, it is 3:55 p.m. Had my makeup on for an hour, and I feel like it's looking good so far. It's holding up, so I will check in with you in a couple hours and see how this foundation looks. Okay, it's now 6 o'clock, 4 hours in, and this is what we're looking like. I feel like, even though you can see a lot more texture in this light, it's not anything different than my other foundations. It's just because I am 38 years old and have textured skin. I do feel like some of it might be some of the powder that I used, because it looks like some of the powder is settling into some of the fine lines and wrinkles, but the coverage overall is still even. And I don't see any patchiness or anything raised up on any dry patches. So, because my psoriasis is up towards the top of my scalp line and I don't see any raised skin. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys a little later. Okay, now it is almost 9 o'clock at night. So we've been wearing this for about 6 or 7 hours now. I still think the foundation is looking good. I have not reapplied anything. I have put some more setting spray on just to like give me a little bit more moisture. But as far as like touching up, I have not done anything to my skin. So there you see the typical texture that was there when I first put it on. Nothing's really breaking apart. Maybe a little bit in my cheek area here. I did only do one thin layer of coverage. But, I mean, I would go out like this. I would go out with my face looking like this after 6 or 7 hours and have no issues whatsoever. So, I will try my hardest to remember to check in with you at the very end of this night, because it looks like me and the family are about to go out to Dave & Buster's, and I'll be back. All right, y'all, it's after midnight. Here's my foundation. I mean, from a distance, I still look all right. I mean, it's definitely not what it was when I first put it on. Guess I'm a little bit broken up right here. And in the forehead area. My eye makeup has stayed on all day though. But not bad. So this is like, you know, about 10 hours of wearing the BECCA Aqua Luminous foundation, and still looking dewy, no dry patches. And I'm about ready to crash. So we'll see you guys on the next one. And that is a wrap. So after you've seen me go from 0 to 100 all day long in this foundation, let me know what you think. How do you think it compares to the BECCA Ever Matte Shine Proof foundation? And I will link that video in the description box below. Let me know, have you tried this foundation? Do you want to try this foundation? What do you think? And that's it for me. Stay curvy, stay cool, and I will see you next week.